What is up, guys? We are back for another episode of Powerlifting Talks. Just before we get too into it, if you please like and subscribe before watching the video, it means a lot to me. It shouldn't take too much out of your day. Okay, so we are doing a squat and deadlift day. This is one session before we're going for a squat PR, and like normal, even though as strong as I am, I'm still going to warm up with the bar. And something also I do specifically in this video, which I do very soon here, is really helping me balance with my core. I feel like a lot of new squatters, they have no idea how to activate the core, and this is the exercise to give them. So, kind of like a front squat, I'm going to have the bar kind of rest on my front delt here, and unlike a front squat, I'm not going to hold the bar with my hands. In fact, just like a zombie, I'm going to keep my arms out. Now, this exercise is very hard, and it's super challenging for the core, and it's such a great way to warm up your core, because if you are off balance, like going forward, then that bar is going to roll off. If you're too far back, it's kind of going to roll onto your neck. So this is a great way to expose any core and balance issues you have with your squat. Literally, I think I do 3 reps here, and my core's on fire after this. Honestly, you do not need extra weight for this. The bar is plenty. And yeah, you want to stick your kind of arms out just like a zombie. This will. It also kind of helps, like when I do this thing, like I'll stick my thumbs out so I kind of know that I'm pretty level. But yeah, that exercise is amazing to start a warm up for squats. And honestly, sometimes like when I really need to lock in, I'll even do that on my bench days. Like go over to the squat rack, do that same thing because again, it warms up your core like crazy. Another little thing here is, for me, I feel like the problem, or not the problem, but if I were to have a problem with my squat, which I do think is really good, it is my eccentric. So I know I'm doing my reps pretty fast here, but before you saw me, I was doing very slow reps. I feel like, again, this will expose any balance issues or just kind of form issues in general. Super important to take your time, guys. I like to tell people always, like, just be patient, bro. People just rush stuff, and it's not good. So another thing I'm going to mention, my training, I think I'm going to change it a little bit. I've been liking the preaching on this channel to rest more, but do all your sets kind of harder. Well, now I think I'm going to add another day in between, like my light heavy day, my heavy day. So how I want to do is I want to have 4 cycles. So basically, I start with my light day, then it's going to be like a medium day, it's going to be like a medium heavy, and then a heavy day. But I really want to make sure, especially for those first 2 sessions, like my light day, my medium day, I'm really taking it chill because there is something called fatigue buildup, and fatigue buildup's a really real thing. Like especially like as a power lifter, when you're lifting heavy and you're doing low reps all the time, it's a lot on your central nervous system, not so much on your muscles' ability to recover. I find, if anything, the thing that's most sore is my triceps because I have a dedicated arm day for them. Just because I still, even as a powerlifter, I still care about my looks. Right now, we're on the goal for 16-inch arms, yada yada. But, anyways, generally as a powerlifter, it's gonna be your like mental state and your central nervous system that's gonna be the most fatigued out of anything. You shouldn't, if you're honestly having problems recovering muscle wise, you're probably doing too much. You're probably doing too many sets. But basically, what I want to try to say is I want to have more days where I'm taking it much more light and I do not have a crazy fatigue buildup. Ideally, between my light day and my medium day, and even my medium to like medium heavy day, I should be fairly really recovered. Because this way, it's going to transfer into my heavier sets much better. Now, speaking of heavier sets, today it's my light heavy day. I guess my last one because I'm going to implement like a day in between. We'll be starting off here with squatting 340. I was going to do 350 today, but I wasn't feeling the greatest this session. Not that I felt terrible or anything, but honestly, another thing I really got to do, and I recommend this for a lot of new powerlifters, is sometimes when you're trying to track your RPE, it's very subjective, right? RPE 8 to me could be an RPE 5 to you, because it's all really in your head, and only you can really decide how hard that set was. So what I really got to do is be more honest with myself. Worst case scenario, shoot your RPEs higher than you think it is, almost by a whole point or by a half a point. And just do more sets where it's more chill and you can get more skill practice, but still have the weight heavy enough where your skill practice actually comes into play. If you want more in-depth when I mean skill practice, tomorrow's video is going to be all about skill practice and how to get better at it and just how to learn a movement better. But anyways, you want to have your sets at least heavy enough where it's somewhat challenging. I feel like a lot of people, what they'll do is they're so strict with form, and obviously, yes, you want to be pretty strict with form, but they'll have any amount of form breakdown, they immediately drop weight. So the thing is, just like how we gain muscle, how you have to challenge yourself, same thing goes with form. If you're trying to implement a certain form, or a certain cue, or a certain technique, you have to try it with weights that are somewhat relatively heavy for you. Because otherwise, if you never do that, and you see any form breakdown, and you immediately drop weight, well then it's really hard for that new cue or new technique to like last into your heavier sets. So the second you go for a heavy weight, you're not gonna be able to like use that form right. For example, it could be like lat tightness on squats. Like with my squats, I want to dig that bar into my delts here with my lats to create more tension. And if I only ever do that, let's say with 2 plates, then I go to squat 3 plates, I'm not gonna be able to do it right. I'm gonna have form breakdown. So yes, guys, a little bit of form breakdown is okay because that's how you progress. That's how you get better at certain techniques. And again, I'm gonna go more in depth with this with tomorrow's video. This is my last set of squats. Another thing you might notice is I actually dropped weight in between every single like set here, and I think that's another thing I want to do. I have a target rep goal, and however much weight I need to reduce to get that rep goal, just do it. So I can stay in my, let's say, RPE 8 range. So for this day, I think I did 5 reps there, but with 335, I only did 4. So it was like I was better off going even lighter just to get my 5 reps in. For me, 5 reps is a good, nice sweet spot. It's enough reps where it's like so that you don't only do like 1 or 2. And again, you don't get a lot of skill practice, but it's not too many reps where it's really, really fatiguing. Okay, anyways, now to deadlift. My main talk about deadlift today is I feel like a lot of people, like when they think of driving their hips, they actually squat down to the bar too much. See right here, I'm gonna make my arms nice and long, and basically, I want to start my pull at the very first moment I can grab that bar. So basically, I want to stand as tall as I can with still being able to grab the bar. Another thing I do here is, which a lot of people skip on, is the eccentric of deadlift. Some people just drop the bar. And doing an eccentric deadlift, like right here, I'm going to go pretty slow. Well, I did rows here, but on my other reps, I go pretty slow because it also helps you learn how to stay tight throughout the whole movement, which is super important, especially with deadlifting. Deadlifting is probably the most important to be the most tight and everything. So again, I'm a nice length in my arms, and the second I can grab that bar right here, I'm gonna straighten my legs a little bit, and then I kind of push off the floor. Because again, I talked about this before, stretch reflex. You don't want to stay in that bottom position too long or you kind of be weaker. See right there, I straighten my legs and then I go up. That's super, super important here. It's going to help with your stretch reflex. It's also going to help you know where your starting position is. Like, yes, when you do engage your glutes, you do want to kind of bend down a little bit. But when you actually start your pull and you pull your slack, you want to be stood up as much as possible here. Super, super important. I see way too many people like dip down way too low, so that when they do go, their hips are so low when they're driving their hips, they kind of fall forward a little bit, and that's horrible. With the deadlift, you want that bar going straight up. If anything, kind of straight up and back a little bit. With my lats here, I want to pull that bar closer to my hips, and with my hips, I want to pull my hips closer to the bar. So they're both like counteracting forces, so they're both getting closer to each other. And powerlifting is what we call a wedge. So you basically want to make a wedge with your body. It's kind of hard to learn. Again, I'm still kind of new to this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a master. But again, that's what this channel is about. Learning about myself. I can learn about my mistakes so I can teach you guys so you don't have to make your mistakes like I did. So this is our first working set here. Just 3 plates. Now, see, I kind of made a mistake here. I do end up going heavier. But for like a light heavy day or like a medium day for me, for like intensity wise, this was a beautiful set. So it's 5 reps. As you can kind of tell, every rep roughly looks the same here. And it wasn't too fatiguing. And this is what I need to do. I need to have more training where I'm not too fatigued because I feel like I push myself too much. I do like to say that I don't get too tired from certain sets, well, especially with bench. But when it comes to squat and deadlift, 100% I get really fatigued. So now I do 335. Now, ideally, I can obviously deadlift a lot more than I could squat, but I just did squats. So right away, I'm gonna reduce like almost 20 pounds to like what my sets are gonna be. But yeah, I am gonna implement another little block in my training, another whole day to space out the intensity. Because I do like to challenge myself and go for 1 rep maxes pretty often. Again, to also just test what's my weak point. Because no matter how good you are at a lift, you're always gonna have a weakest link, and you're only really as strong as that weakest link. But yeah, I like even on this set. Now, mainly the set only kind of get harder because my grip's really bad. If you do struggle with grip, what I like to recommend is just on your like at the very end of every rep. Sorry, if you're doing your last rep of a set, you want to hold the bar really as long as you can. I kind of did this here. Honestly, again, I was getting pretty tired. See, like right there, I was struggling way too much. That should not look like that for like a medium day for intensity wise. Now again, I just took the same weight. I'm pretty sure I just do 4 reps here. Again, just to kind of chill it out a little bit. But yeah, guys, honestly, do less to do more. Like, a lot of the times you don't want that fatigue buildup because it can take a while to go away. Like, you don't always want to be having double rest days all the time, like every single week, because you need a efficient volume to get your strength gains. Okay, so that was mainly this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just please make sure to like and subscribe before you go. And tomorrow's video is all going to be about skill learning and how to implement that and what to focus on and yada yada yada. But this is going to be my last rep here. And again, like even that, like it didn't look that hard, but it was kind of hard. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.